My F26 boyfriend, M30 of 5 years is my biggest hater. How do I fix this? Me and my boyfriend have been together for 5 years and living together for 2. Before living together we have done 3 years of long distance. In the past we have already had fights about jealousy. He gets insanely jealous over the weirdest things. In the beginning I have even called things off because of his jealousy towards some male friends. I realized I didn't want that after a day and we restarted the relationship. From there on there have been multiple parts of my life that he disagrees with. To name a few, I have lost over 80 kilograms and want to wear some skirts and shirts that are maybe a bit shorter. When I get comments like, "Who are you wearing that for?" When I do my makeup before going to friends, school, work or whatever he complains that I always do that for other people and never him. Maybe I would if he would ever plan a date. I have a side job that sells 18+ stuff to women, like a Tupperware party but for women with a spicy theme. And he hates it because the subject of sex in his eyes should not be discussed outside the bedroom and has even said that he is annoyed with me talking about it with other people and then not giving him any at home. But he also has comments about my study, social work, where he complains about some topics we discuss at school and how he doesn't get why that's important, even calling our creative assignments, kindergarten teacher school. Now for the reason why I am at my breaking point. Most recently I started taking beginner musical lessons for adults. I have always loved singing and I love musicals, but where I'm from there isn't a big musical scene. I found this local group that does these classes and yesterday I had my second class, but it was the first time we did dance. It's a group dance and our group has mostly girls and one very fabulous and very obviously gay guy. In the dance there is one part where everyone lines up and in pairs of 2 link arms and do like 5 steps and then continue. We filmed it to watch back at home and practice. When I came home I showed him the video. He didn't say anything nice about it and immediately asked why someone was holding my arm. This just pisses me off because I usually ignore his comments, but this was one thing I was doing that is making me happy outside of my 2 jobs, school, internship and having to do all the house cleaning because according to him he doesn't see when things are dirty, and when I ask it takes 3-4 business days. And then he is annoyed when I don't tell him about my day because he says he is interested in my day and doesn't get why I tell my best friend and not him. I told him that I just don't like how he always complains about something and he says that's not true. We have talked about these things before but he has yet to change anything and I just don't know what to do anymore. So why are you with him? I think you need to reread this, including the title, and ask yourself, if I read this, what advice would I give? Because, I think in your heart you know the answer already. How do you fix this? Babe, you aren't doing anything that needs fixing. Your boyfriend sounds exhausting, bitter and jealous, and is only going to get worse the longer you stay with him. Cut your losses and find someone who loves and supports you. You should lose another 80 kilograms, your boyfriend. You don't fix this, he should. And if he disagrees, you need someone else. Sorry. I lost 54 kilograms myself and I also get dressed nicely and do my makeup when I go out with friends. My partner has never said anything except for, "Wow, you look cute, you look hot," etc. This is really unhealthy behavior, especially after 5 years. If he doesn't trust you after all this time then he will never trust you. Leave him. I'd rather be single for the rest of my life than deal with someone like him. F29 and M32 fiancé, threesome problem continued. Hi, I posted in here a couple weeks ago asking for advice. Synopsis. My fiancé, been together 8 years, have a daughter, and I had a 3-way, and I didn't like it. The girl is extremely kind and understanding of me not wanting to partake again. My fiancé, however, it's been a month since she's been over. I told my fiancé I have been many times, our experience with her was fun, but I'm not interested in continuing them. I experimented, had our fun, but I didn't like it. He has had to process his feelings on wanting 3-ways and not being able to receive them. For a month I've watched a grown man sulk over it and it's repulsing and a turn off to me honestly. He feels distant and pushed away. He says he hates the distance. I said, you're cresting it? All over not being able to sleep with other women. That's not it, I just wanted us to have some fun. I have to work through the thoughts of wanting one. Sounds like an addiction to me? The way he's been acting about it, the way I can tell his feelings kinda changed a little. I feel stupid and feel like I am at my wit's end. He's good at convincing, so I am never sure if I am crazy, but I feel like leaving him. I never expected us to part and the love is still there. That's why it's hard for both of us, and our daughter. We're a loving family who you'd never guess had this issue. He is never denied sexually. I do everything a man could ask, not tooting my own horn, and it's not enough. How much longer do I wait for this to get better? I'm starting to think to just salvage the rest of my life and move on. About to turn 30 and have been dealing with 3-way requests my entire 20s. I'm exhausted and want to restart. Lol, yeah, I'd leave. What you're teaching your daughter is that her agency doesn't matter. That she can't choose what kind of relationship she has with her own husband. That is her husband wants something she has to give it. That she needs to tolerate a grown adult moping and sulking over being told a no they should have never received a yes to in the first place. Ask yourself, if my daughter came to me and told me this is going on, what would I tell her? And do exactly that. Leave him. What idiot does this in his 30s with kids? I imagine there is a laundry list of other problems if he is this dumb. Leave him, you're in the prime of your life, no need to settle for someone who is begging to fuck other women. Leave him. He's making you miserable and ignoring your feelings about it. Why subject yourself to this, especially when you are not withholding anything sexually? Mike, 27 female, BF, 25 male, made me extremely uncomfortable last night. Last night my, 27 female, boyfriend, 25 male, were hanging out, eating, having a nice time together and just relaxing because I'm on my period. Everything was fine until he got on top of me on the couch and I thought he was going for a hug. Instead he literally grabs my legs and brings them up to my ears. Basically started acting as if he's thrusting in me and I am like hey get off cuss, I have cramps and IDK, why you would even move me around like this RN? Mind you, I mentioned I had cramps before he even came over. He then lays on top of me and brings his hand down and start rubbing me through my leggings. And I am like, bro stop, WTF. I have a tampon in, and I'm bleeding pretty heavily. Like there's no way we are having sex. And he says oh but why are you wet? Trying to be funny and giggling and I'm like I am not. So then he keeps rubbing and kissing on me and I am basically pushing him off a little and he isn't budging. I finally told him hey please get off so I can check why I am so wet, because I already knew what it was. I bled through my leggings, they were pink ones and all you could see is there's a fresh blood stain. So I get up to clean myself and get upset at him but he's still kind of thinking it's not that big of a deal, trying to make light of the situation. So I ended up telling him to just leave and I acted like everything was fine when he texted me when he got home. He said, I am sorry for making you bleed, I love you, good night. I said okay I love you too, good night. But now I don't really want to speak to him. He already texted me good morning but I haven't answered because I truly have no idea what to say. Is this breakup worthy? IDK. Any advice is appreciated. Thank you. He thinks he made you bleed? You're dating an idiot, and someone that is more than a little rapey. Once you tell someone, no, they should stop, not persist, after all. Definitely break up with him. Yeah no he should have backed TF off the first time you said no. Keep doing the same shit despite you obviously being uncomfortable is not it. And then acting like it's not a big deal is even worse. Huge red flag, skeptical smiley face. Girl, you were assaulted. Consent is needed in each and every stage even if you are dating. If you do not consent it is assault. Do not let him get away with this and for your safety I would suggest to break up with him as soon as possible as the man is unable to comprehend what he did was so wrong. If you feel there is a chance of him being a decent guy and just not having the knowledge, sit him down and tell him what he did would be classified as sexual assault as throughout you were vocally saying no. If he gets it, good for you. If he doesn't, run for the hills and don't ever look back. You never know what this could escalate to. Be safe. Leave him, he disrespected your boundaries. Leave, you told him to stop multiple times, he did not listen. He crossed your boundaries. My wife, 29F, has left me, 34M, for a whirlwind romance. My wife started online gaming with AM20 about 4 weeks ago and just 3 days ago she said she doesn't want to be with me anymore after 10 years of marriage and is now fully involved with him over long distance with plans to meet up. He is just out of a relationship himself, so I assume it's a full-on rebound for him, and has taken advantage of my wife, who admittedly felt neglected intimately as have been working long hours recently whilst she studies for her master's and can only work part-time. Obviously, as heartbroken as I am, I've not really eaten or slept since. I can't see any chance of us getting back together. Work have been kind enough to allow me 2 weeks paid leave to help sort my head out, but it's difficult when we still live together and I don't want to move out as this will cause issues with the divorce settlement. I also can't afford to pay rent and a mortgage. Essentially, she has to live here until the end of August to complete her master's with a view to move in with her parents down south after that. She seems to be very amicable so far and has verbally agreed to split our assets 50-50, which I'm happy with. For the majority of our relationship we've gone 50-50 on the bills, obviously excluding whilst she's doing her master's. I'm just looking for advice on next steps and any advice on living with a partner after a breakup. I would establish a hard date that she will be out of the house and stick to it. If living together for the next 6 months is truly the only option, then be cordial enough with each other to not be in constant conflict. Communicate any issues directly and matter-of-factly, don't get caught up in emotions if possible. Get involved in your own stuff that takes you out of the house during times when she is likely to be home. Get with friends, enjoy your own hobbies, etc. The relationship with a 20-year-old kid will not last, but that's her problem now. Stay out of it. Be strong. I'm sorry, but this 20-year-old who is recently out of a relationship has not taken advantage of your wife, a married woman nearly 10 years his senior. Nothing excuses your wife's behavior here, whether she was feeling neglected by you or not. She has behaved in a very creepy way towards a much younger guy who may be feeling pretty heartbroken himself. Her behavior is gross. You need to contact an attorney as soon as possible to help you move forward with a divorce. First, get the divorce done. Make sure to listen to your lawyer. Separate your finances as much as the lawyer says you can. Stop funding her delusions. It is not your responsibility to help her complete her master's at this point. Second, if you can find a different place to stay, do so. Being around her isn't going to help you. Third, hit the gym. Hard work off all your stress with strenuous exercise. You will feel better physically and mentally. Fourth, cut all contact with her other than the mandatory divorce attorney stuff. Let your lawyer speak for you. Lastly, do not ever entertain getting back with her or listening to her lame excuses on why she is a hoe bag. She will only try to shift the blame to you. Nothing good comes out of such discussions. No. 20-year-olds are not taking advantage of 29-year-olds. You have that reversed. However, this is shitty and I am sorry. Ensure her leaving date is stuck to, but if you cannot do this living together, please prioritize yourself. Look after you, focus on you. I wish you healing and a bright future. Definitely lawyer up and get everything in writing. And I doubt her new relationship will last. Dude is 20 and just got out of a relationship and they are long distance. Good luck to her with that. Good luck to you op. I hope your divorce goes smoothly. I'm sorry the relationship is ending. But it sounds like it's for the best. The funniest part of this, as every guy is fully aware, 20-year-old dudes are terrible at sex. She's going to meet up with him and be fully disappointed. Then realizing her mistake, she may come running back to you. At this point, I would be looking into Grey Rock, 180. Don't give her any more of your emotional capital.